Brian, how many people did you hear from last night?
A lot of people.
Brian, this is your second postseason. I mean, you played so well last year. How are you more prepared even for a second time around than maybe even last year?
Ya, la segunda vez jugando en la postemporada, ¿cómo está de esta manera? Quizás más preparado, mejor preparado, en comparación con cómo estaba el año pasado.
No, o sea, tengo la experiencia que fue el año pasado. No estoy cómodo, no me voy a sentir cómodo, porque cuando uno se siente cómodo, como que ahí donde uno se pasa de confianza, tratar de hacer lo mismo del año pasado o hasta mejor para ayudar al equipo a llegar más lejos.
I think it helps having the experience from last year, but particularly I don't like to get comfortable. I feel like if you feel you're getting comfortable, that's when a lot of trouble brew and happens. So for me, it's always, I got the experience, but for me, I want to take it like as if it was my first time still.
Brian, what kind of challenges does it present when you've played these guys like 3 or 6 times in the past 10 days?
Ellos son un equipo que compite. Yo siento que ellos son un equipo como nosotros, que competimos hasta el último momento. No hay que quitarle el crédito de los buenos peloteros que son, de los buenos lanzadores que son. Y nosotros vamos a salir a dar lo mejor de nosotros, como ellos también.
I think they're great competitors as well. I feel that's the type of team they always compete in, and we cannot take credit out of how good of a players they are and how good pitching they have. So we're gonna go outside the same, competing, trying to beat them, but we know they're gonna be competing out there as well.
What makes Skubal such a challenging pitcher?
¿Qué es lo que hace Skubal tan complicado batearle?
Él es un pitcher difícil, es uno de los mejores pitchers. Y lo más difícil que lo hace él es que es un tipo que sabe pitchar y te reta siempre. Y eso es uno de mis pitchers favoritos, en verdad.
I think it's not only that he's one of the best, but he's like elite at what he does. And I feel he's also a competitor, and he knows that he's a competitor, and he likes to compete. So obviously he has good stuff, but he likes to compete. Particularly one of my favorite pitchers because the way how he pitches as well.
Brian, how cool has it been for you guys to have George Valera in there? Just played with him so many years in the minor leagues and everything he's gone through to make it here. Like, how cool has it been for you guys?
No, la verdad que súper contento porque es una meta que nosotros nos trazamos desde que firmamos. Y de verdad que tenerlo aquí saludable, que es lo que más importa a este nivel, va a hacer muchas cosas increíbles.
It's really cool to have that experience. I think that's something that we dream as together as kids, being able to play at this level together, and luckily having him here healthy and being able to contribute is something that's going to be really special, and I know he's going to be able to contribute a lot going forward.
Did you keep up with him when he was going through his injuries? Did you check in a lot?
La realidad era que no hablaba mucho con él. Sí le mandé el mensaje cuando le pasó lo de la pierna. Un par de veces escribimos, pero no manteníamos mucho el contacto.
We had some contact, right? Like especially when the main injury happened and far in between, but not necessarily on a daily basis. But somehow we kept in touch.
Did you think that ball was going to go foul, or did you think it was out the foul pole?
Yo, o sea, de la manera en que iba la pelota, yo sabía que se iba a mantener fair, pero no esperaba que diera en el poste. Pero sí, yo más o menos calculé que sí se iba a ir, sí se vio que iba a ser.
I mean, at the moment, I got the feeling, based on the trajectory that I was seeing from that angle, that it's going to stay fair, start through. But I didn't know it's going to be that close to the post. But luckily, it stayed fair.
Brian, given the high number of high leverage innings and situations you guys have been in the month of September, and how meaningful all of these games were for you guys to get into the playoffs, how have you fought tired legs, fatigue, and all of that so that you can still be at your best here this coming week?
Sí, he jugado juegos de mucha intensidad el último mes, ¿no? de alta importancia. Y ahora, continuando jugando de esa manera, ¿cómo haces para poder mantener un poco el cuerpo fresco, las piernas frescas, para poder enfrentarlo de la mejor manera?
Como hacemos trabajo inteligente, ¿sabes? Cogemos lo necesario, hacemos lo innecesario, soltamos lo necesario. No tratamos de hacer más para mantenernos saludables todos, no solamente yo. Y hacemos todos los tratamientos que sean necesarios para nuestro cuerpo sentirse al 100% y salir a competir al 100%.
I feel it's all about handling, being smart, not necessarily skipping things, but trying to do it the smart way, smart quantity of ground balls and hitting and everything for our arms. But I feel like we don't do it as individually. We do it as a group. We make sure that everybody's kind of like in the best position to compete and be able to be 100% every day as we go. But we try to be smart about it.
Yes, Brian?
When you get into this time of year, do you have like a gear that you consciously switch into, or is it just something that happens?
Es algo que pasa, o sea, yo sé que mucha gente me dice, no, que tu mentalidad cambia. Mi mentalidad no cambia, ¿sabes? Es que no, yo siento que, ¿sabes? Nosotros los latinos creo que en este tipo de momentos es como que nos concentramos al 100. Debería ser así toda la temporada, pero siento que en este momento como que nosotros, los latinos, como que es lo que más nos gusta.
I feel like a lot of people comment and say comments about like, oh, it's a different mentality or something for me. But for me, it's the same game. I try to do the same. But what we can do, we will say a little bit, I don't know, in this type of situation, speaking on behalf of the Latin players, we feel like we have something else to prove. So it becomes like a little an extra challenge for us to demonstrate what we can do. And for me, it's, I don't know, the little extra to compete and play the game the way how we play the game.
Thank you.
Gavin, when did you find out you were going to start this game?
Probably an hour ago now. Carl came up to me and just told me that I was going to start.
You have a pretty good idea, though, right?
I mean, I had an idea I was going to start one of these games. I just didn't know which one exactly.
What does it mean to get this nod?
I mean, it's kind of starstruck a little bit. Just being able to start a playoff game, it's phenomenal. Them trust me to go game one, it's unbelievable.
Last year, at this point, you were out in the bullpen, coming up with trivia questions for guys. And it was a completely different sort of role for you. What has it taken, in terms of the work you put in to get to this point this season, all what you transformed yourself into?
Yeah, I mean, I was just lucky last year to be on the playoff roster. There's numerous guys that could have been on there besides me, but I went the all season with one thing on my mind, and that was get better and help out the team in any way I could possibly do this year.
What challenges or advantages are there facing the same team this many times in this short of a span?
I mean, I know what they got. They know what I got. So there's really no advantages or disadvantages. We play them so many times throughout the whole year. So we're going to take it one inning at a time, one pitch at a time.
What does it say about the faith Stephen Vogt organization has in you to have you start this first game?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate them believing in me. I know it's been a long year. I started off a little rough, but just adding a couple pitches and them never giving up on me, it means a lot.
Yeah, but how would you describe like how the sinker and cutter changed everything for you?
It opened up the whole zone for me. Opened up the top half, the bottom half, east and west. Just having a couple more pitches in the back of the hitter's mind, it opens up a lot of things for me to be able to go deeper in the games and help myself out.
What do you think you can take from the role that you had in the playoffs last year? Now, obviously, a much different role, but what can you lean on or pull from that?
I mean, just having a little bit more experience in the playoffs from last year. I know only went a couple innings last year, but just taking that into this year is going to help out a lot for me.
You mentioned feeling a little starstruck just with that opportunity. What's the balance of trying to stay even-keeled for this moment, but also kind of riding that high, that excitement of having this moment in front of you?
Just take it day by day. Can't really look into the future too much. That's when things can go wrong, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
You said that you didn't know until an hour ago, but have you been preparing as if you were going to start this first game?
Yeah, I think everybody has been preparing for it. I mean, there's 6 starters that can go game one. It just was whoever they wanted to throw the game one.
We talked all year about like the delivery changes you've made on the fly. Like, how would you describe the process, what it took to do that, and like what were some of the things that you tweaked along the way?
I think the main thing that I feel like everybody can see is the positioning of my glove. It's giving my arm a little bit more length at times, so helping me go glove side, arm side, really that, I mean, it helps out with everything. Helps out with pitch shape, location, anything, helps out a lot.
How long did it take for you to get to a point where it was comfortable?
Probably say a good month and a half. Definitely not overnight. It was frustrating at times, just wanting to give up on it. But having the pitching department behind me and having me do different things, different delivery stuff every day, it helped out a lot.
The past month, especially this last homestand, did it feel like playoff mode?
100%. Having all the fans out there. I mean, I was turning my pitch comm up to 20 and I could barely hear it still. Luckily, when I couldn't hear it, they were just mashing the button as many times as possible just for me to hear the pitch. So, I mean, past month it's been unbelievable having the fans here.
Gavin, the playoffs have to be handled slightly differently. You don't necessarily get the same leash to work through things if you're not super sharp from the outset. Have you had games this year where you didn't have it early on and you felt like you got back your most sharp stuff quickly? You feel like you can repeat that process should you run into something like that?
Oh, yeah. I've had plenty of outings like that this year. Probably second, third inning, some of the pitching coaches have come down, told me what I need to do, and I think it happened in Detroit the other week, the fourth inning. We finally figured out something that was going wrong, and that fifth inning is when everything clicked. I know I didn't go as deep as I wanted to, but just being able to fix one thing mid-game, it helps out a lot.
Is there a similar experience like that in New York? You're no hitter?
I don't think so. I mean, I was just going on the fly with that. I don't think I really talked to any of the pitching coaches the whole time during that game.
How much is a six-man rotation maybe be a benefit coming into the postseason because being more rested and everything?
Yeah, I think everybody's a little bit more fresh than if we were on the five-man. It helps out with recovery. Being able to get an extra day of rest helps out a lot. Just being able to throw a pen on day 3 rather than day 2 definitely helps out a lot too.
What has Carl Willis meant to you?
Carl is awesome. I love Carl. I mean, it goes back from the last off season with him. He would come and watch me throw. We tweaked a little bit of things. Tried to work on the changeup, it didn't really work out. So got rid of that, but figured out some other things in the delivery too.
Gavin, the curveball and the sweeper were both really good for you last week against Detroit. What's been behind the development of those two pitches, and how did that compare to the breaking balls you were using earlier in your career?
Just redefining them. I know with the sweeper, slider, whatever you want to call it, just having more horizontal movement on it, going away to right-handed hitters it's helped a lot. They can't really sit on the heater, so they got 2 or 3 pitches to have to worry about.
Just going back to yesterday in the celebration, to see Jose Ramirez grab that flag and sort of plant it in the field, what did that mean to you and the guys in the dugout?
Yeah, I mean, Jose is one of the best players in the game. Just seeing him do that and seeing the crowd cheer for him and just the things he's done all year, it's phenomenal. And I mean, I'm lucky I get to play with him as long as I do.
Anything else we got? Thank you. We got a large crowd. Let's just raise our hand. I'll call him. Who wants to lead off? Steve. See you.
How did you guys come to the decision to go with Gavin in Game 1, and just what could you say about his work this season?
Gavin's been incredible. Obviously, we've talked about him all year long. Just the strides that he's made, the development that he's come along with, from the start of the year to now, it's just been incredible. Incredibly fun to watch, and so a lot of factors. Obviously, the way Gavin's been pitching, but also it keeps him in turn and doesn't push or alter his routine by much.
With the taxi squad, DeLauder and Nunez, just what are the considerations, I guess, for each of those guys as you figure out your roster?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking through what we're going to do. We're still trying to figure out exactly what we want the roster to look like, and there's a case to be made for both of them to be active, and so they're going to be here working out with us today, and then we're going to finalize the roster.
Stephen, do you view it as a pro or a con to face a team you're so familiar with that you've seen, what, 6 times in the past 10 or so days?
I don't know if it's a pro or a con. It is, you know, and of course it happened this way. You know, we we know them well, they know us well. It's 3 straight weeks of a early week series, and it's going to be fun. It's always fun when we play Detroit, and we're looking forward to it.
Hey, see, we were talking to AJ Hinch earlier, and he mentioned that he kind of like urged you to get into the coaching, managing business. So how could you take your side of that story?
Yeah, I mean, AJ, along with a number of other coaches and managers, as I was playing against them, would say, hey, you need to stay in the game after you're done. You know, you should keep going. We need more players. We need more people in the game that played it. And so AJ was one of those that encouraged me to stay. And I actually interviewed with AJ right when I finished playing for a position on his staff. But AJ's always been great to me. It's a very friendly rivalry. We have very high level of respect for each other, and it's going to be fun.
I was gonna ask you that, but are you surprised there's not any bad blood between you two teams as much as you guys play each other and as close as the games have been?
Yeah, I think it's a mutual respect. You know, we both play clean baseball. We both play solid, and we have fun. We have fun when we play each other. I think, you know, just because you're a rivalry doesn't mean it has to be ugly. It has to be angry. It's you know, we both want to win. We both play hard, and but there's such a high level of respect between the teams, and that includes the players. The players have a high level of respect for each other, and they're trying just as hard as anybody. They want to win just as bad as anybody. It doesn't have to get angry and ugly.
In the back right.
I know you guys have had your celebration and where your focus is now, but as a manager for your guys, do you want them to lean in? Do you embrace them leaning into like the magic that this season has turned into? Can that help you guys?
I'm just so proud of them. I think anything and everything happened to them throughout this year. They've been punched and kicked and beaten down, and they've just gotten closer. And so you can call it magic. We can call it whatever we want. If anybody figures it out, let me know. But I just couldn't be more proud of them, and I think they know what they can accomplish. And however it happened, the route that it got here, they won the division. These guys went out and won the division, and they're proud of that, and that's going to carry us forward.
You guys determine game 2 or 3 starter?
Yeah, Tanner Bybee will start game 2, and Slade Ciccone will start game 3.
What was the decision for
Again, a lot of it kind of keeps them in order and gives us the opportunity to keep them on as regular a schedule as possible, and all 3 of them have pitched very, very well.
You think that the mutual respect was also built through last year's division series and how close all the games and competitive that was?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I can only speak to the last 2 years, but these teams are very, very similar. We're built similarly. Like, we match up well. We have, you know, both lefties, righties, and bullpens, and very good starting pitching. So it's an equally matched 2 teams, and I think like I said, the coaching staff, we all get along. The players, they all get along, and we just want to go out and win.
You were new at this last year, so as you sit here a year later at this point in the calendar, just how are you different?
A little more gray in my beard. It's just fun. Like, you can't take any of these opportunities lightly or for granted. It is so difficult to get into the postseason, and I think now, having done it once, you kind of know what to expect. You kind of know how fast it goes. You know that anything can happen at any moment, and just be prepared for it. Trust our preparation and go out and have fun.
Sort of twofold, I guess, building on that, you know, when you reflect on last year, how prepared did you feel reflecting on it compared to how prepared you felt in the moment?
Oof. I mean, I felt super prepared. I have great people that I work with that helped me get out in front of some things that maybe would catch other people off guard. And, you know, I'm constantly talking with Carl and Albie during the game. I'm constantly talking with Chris, Mike and Matt and Sky and all of our analysts before the game to try and think of anything and everything that could happen. But at the end of the day, you just have to watch the game and keep your thoughts slow. And I felt super prepared because of the people that are around me, helping me learn as fast as I did last year. And now, having gone through one postseason chase, I'm really looking forward to watching our guys compete again for a World Series.
So realize that Logan just threw yesterday, and you kind of have your game 1, 2, and 3 planned. But is there any concept of where maybe someone who's been a starter could come out of the bullpen for you in a series like this?
We're working through all of our different options right now, yeah, with the roster, and there's nothing that's off the table.
Cody?
Steven, what made you comfortable offering Tarek Skubal a ride to see David Fry the other night?
He was asking how he could get over to see him, and I was just about to leave and walk out to my car. So I did what any other human being would do, and that's offer someone a ride where they need to go.
Following up on that, we were talking to Tarek earlier. Is that an awkward conversation in the truck? What do you guys talk about?
We didn't talk a whole lot about baseball. We kind of talked about life, and I kind of asked him about himself, and he asked me about me, and it was just two men driving to go do the same thing, and it was just small talk. And he's an awesome person. It was really cool to get to know the person that he is, and yeah, it was nothing crazy or groundbreaking. It was just conversation.
As far as the series, obviously you relied on the bullpen fairly heavily last year. I know it depends on how the game plays out, but do you anticipate having a short leash on starters and relying on the bullpen like last year? Or are you going to give them more length this year?
We got to watch the game. Again, last year was what it was, and it still was. The intention is for the starter to pitch as long as they can. That's the intention of every single game that we ever play. So I love the way our starters have been throwing, and we have a really good bullpen. I feel very confident in this group going into tomorrow.
Do you think the shadows will come into play tomorrow, later in the game?
Oh, yeah, for both teams. I mean, these day games or afternoon games are always tough. It's always tough, and it's always going to be a factor. But every team does it all year long, and you got to find a way.
You talk about playoff series going quick, but with the wild card series, is it almost hyper fast because it's a best out of 3?
Our goal every single series throughout the regular season is to win the series. We just got to win a series.
Joe, second. During this whole run, the comeback, and after winning the division yesterday, has anybody reached out to you? Have you had any interactions with friends that have, given you congratulations or given you encouragement?
Yeah, I've gotten a number of texts over the last couple of days from a lot of people in my life that have supported me and from afar or even next to me, and it's felt so nice to hear from people and how many people were watching this team do what they did. That's one of the things I'm most proud of these guys is they gave us such an entertaining summer, good and bad and different, all in all directions, and they earned every right to celebrate that, and they went out and got it. It was really fun.
Any one of those interactions stand out particularly, or hit you in the field a little bit?
I mean, a lot of them, but so many people have helped me get here. So many people have helped me learn and supported me along the way, and to pick one or two wouldn't be fair.
I think we've asked a lot about Carl Willis, but Brad Goldberg, can you talk about his body of work and the impact he's made on this team?
Yeah, our entire coaching staff has been elite this year, and Brad particularly, Ohio guy, Cleveland sports fan, growing up, getting to be one of the pitching coaches for the guards is really cool for him and his family, and what he has done with our game planning. He runs the game planning. He's talking with Bo and Hedgie and the pitchers in between every inning. He's doing deep dives on these opposing hitters, and he has just done a masterful job of helping our pitchers utilize their strengths against other teams.
Vogt, you keep emphasizing fun this time of the year. How do you get players to embrace that as opposed to, getting sort of wrapped up in the pressure and the intensity of what the playoffs is, and get them to see it as fun?
A lot of it starts with our preparation. Our players are prepared. Nothing catches them off guard. But we're playing baseball. And yeah, it's important. Absolutely. It means a lot. And we take it very, very seriously. But for 4 hours a day, these guys get to go be 12-year-old kids and play baseball. And that's what we talk about. We emphasize that all the time. This is a game. Go have fun. And you play at your best when you're relaxed and having fun anyway. When you're tight and tense, it doesn't help anything. You move slower when you're tense, and you have to move fast in this game. So we try our best because everybody feels it. We all know what's at stake, and that's why it's fun. You go embrace that and go play baseball like you have your whole life.
Thanks, Gavin.
Yeah.